I hate eggs. Look at these things. They're stupid, they're bland, they're unappealing, and they're not even unique to the Pokemon inside like the anime. On top of all that, they're super slow to hatch and take hours to find what you're looking for. So naturally, I decided now would be the perfect time to find all the exclusive breeding shinies I can. There's 8 of these little freaks, so it should be a cakewalk, right? Right? For the past month, I've been doing nothing but hatching eggs in my free time, and I hate it. I put nearly 100 hours into this game just to breed these 8 shinies, and to get this little number to go up and make me one step closer to completing a shiny Pokedex. Oh, what's that? Only 5 of the 8 Pokemon will make this number go up? No big deal. Oh, I already have 2 of the regional forms, other variant shiny, so they're not even going to count, making it only 3 of these actually worth it? Oh. Okay, well, that's good to know after the fact. The way I did my hunt was by breeding eggs for an hour, and then proceeding to hatch them for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. This would be considered one phase, and we would move on to the next phase and repeat. I did end up changing this a little bit later down the line, but we'll get to that. This video will be mainly going over the statistics I collected during this hunt. Phase 1 started out pretty poor, with it actually being the least amount of eggs from a single phase, coming in at only 108 eggs hatched. I'm going to chalk that up to learning the timing on when to collect the eggs, as with Egg Power 2 by my side, I was getting roughly an egg every 30 seconds, and the basket can only hold 10 eggs at a time, meaning in about every 5 minutes it fills up. A short time later, we would come across our first of our shinies, in Phase 3, where I found a shiny Quaxly on the 15th Quaxly of the phase, and the 97th Quaxly overall. I would switch out Quaxly for Galarian Meowth and give it an Everstone to hold, so Galarian Meowth will hatch from the egg, and not the Cantonian ones. Turns out, however, if one Pokemon is holding an Everstone during the breeding, only that Pokemon will actually come out of the eggs, so despite 3 Dittos, a Fuecoco, and a Sprigatito also being in the party, Meowth took all 128 spots of Phase 4. I decided to save Meowth for the end so I could continue triple hunting, and it was replaced with Froakie. Phase 9 saw an interesting thing happen where of the 121 eggs hatched, nearly half went to Fuecoco, hatching 53 times, and Froakie would only hatch 26 times. This is the largest gap between the number of Pokemons in the batch of the entire hunt. 5 days after Shiny Quaxly appeared, we would land on Phase 10, where our next Pokemon, Froakie, would decide to shine. On the 7th Froakie of the phase and the 196th Froakie overall, we got the shiny. With this phase, we actually broke 1,000 Pokemon barrier and were sitting at about odds for the shiny Pokemon hatch, with the Masuda odds being about 1 in 512. Froakie was traded out for Charmander and we continued hatching. Only 2 phases later on Phase 12, a shiny Sprigatito would appear, and boy was I glad because Sprigatito was not fun to hunt. Let me just show you 2 pictures. Which of these is a shiny Sprigatito? That's right, they're actually both normal. For whatever reason, if you hatch a shiny Sprigatito at night, its eyes are purple, which was the main distinction I was looking for the shiny. So glad to be done with Sprigatito, it pranked me so many times. It was found on the 28th Sprigatito of the batch and 77th overall of the batch. Sprigatito was replaced with Scorbunny, but it wasn't there for long. On Phase 14, Scorbunny showed up shiny on the 50th Scorbunny egg and the 121st overall egg of the batch. Throughout the hunt, I only managed to even hatch 91 total Scorbunnies. Scorbunny would not be replaced, as the only remaining Pokemon without needing Everstones to be bred is Charmander and Fuecoco. On Phase 19, our longtime friend Fuecoco finally blessed us with a shiny. Fuecoco had been breeding since the beginning, and it was my favorite of the 3 stars, so I was really glad that we finally gotten it. It showed up on the 60th Fuecoco egg and the 114th overall in the batch. We hatched a total of 859 Fuecoco eggs until one showed up. We are now done multi-hunting and only have single egg sessions left. At this point I started splitting up the phase as it was getting very monotonous, and so I'd only breed for 30 minutes instead of the full hour and hatch in between. Phases still will reflect the results of an hour-long breeding session, however. With Fuecoco gone, the Charmander grind has begun, and on the Great Phase 25, magic happens. On the 24th and 33rd eggs of the batch, we hatch shiny Charmanders. That's right, 2 shiny Charmander only 9 eggs apart from each other. This would be the only time that we would get a shiny in the same phase, let alone the same 30-minute breed session. We hatched a total of 1,053 eggs before the first Charmander hatched, making it the longest hunt of any of the Pokemon. To finish off the back half of the phase, I switched to hunting Meowth again. Defeated and tired from over a month of hatching and only 2 days left before I needed to get the video out, on the last phase of the night, phase 29, Galarian Meowth decided to shine on the second to last egg of the phase.
Holy shit,
it was a now or never situation, as if it didn't shine when it did, I would not have enough time to get this video out. On egg number 113 of the phase, we got the Galarian Meowth. This was egg 674 of 675 Meowth eggs. Alright, time for some fun facts. On average, we got a shiny every 505 eggs, which is nearly perfectly lined up with the 1 in 512 odds. Hatching these eggs took me about 26 days to complete when I had the free time, and over those 26 days, I spent about 100 hours only hatching and breeding eggs. During this time, I managed to watch 2 movies, 2 seasons of TV shows, and 2 entire seasons of D&D campaigns. My character ate 145 compote de fils, which was the dish that gave egg power to. And this is roughly about 20,300 calories, about what you should consume over 10 days. Here are the final results for how long it took to get each Pokemon. And with that, we're done. We got them all. Except some of you keen-eye viewers may have realized I forgot someone. Shiny Jotonian Wooper. It was originally going to be in this hunt, but I just simply ran out of the time. However, I will get the Wooper, and that Wooper's going to become a champion. The Wooper I hatch will participate in Season 2 of Wooper vs. the World, a short series I did on TikTok and Shorts, where I soloed Black and White 2 with just a Wooper. And this time, we will take on Paldea. So if that sounds interesting to you, maybe consider subscribing, and you can be here when it happens. Whew. I'm just glad that there's no more Pokemon that are exclusive to breeding. Motherfuck!
Bye.